Hey VC, Tony here. Tony's LPs are us. We're recording. We have Elvis lit. Elvis is in the house. He can't talk. Jim Morrison was a big fan of Elvis, and that's what this is about. Jim Morrison and the Doors. Strange Days, 1967, a work in progress. Rough mixes from the album's early 67 sessions, discovered after 58 years. We don't know if that's true or not, but that's what they're saying. Here's the original album, Strange Days. Have a few copies in the old collection. That's a gold label. This is actually a stereo. Strange Days. Here's a copy again with the inner out, rather. Strange Days. There's the back. Very strange cover. Strange Days. Your Lost Little Girl, Love Me Two Times, Unhappy Girl, Horse Latitudes, Moonlight Drive, Side 1, People Are Strange, My Eyes Have Seen You, I Can't See Your Face in My Mind, and When the Music's Over, 11 minutes. Written, arranged, and performed in their entirety by The Doors. Douglas Luban, occasional bass. That's it. Oh. Excuse me, the dust from these old vinyls. Yesterday I was in record store day line, and a few of the kids, I didn't correct them. They go, "Yeah, we're looking for vinyls." I said, "That's it. I'm stopping saying it's not vinyls." But there's Strange Days. That's similar to what's on here. So we're gonna open this. I'm gonna play it after I clean it. I always clean my new records. I suggest and I recommend everyone does that. There's a lot of, dust on a new record that's from the factory cut when records are cut or however they come through a factory. So you want to get into those grooves, and I've heard a difference because I played a new record without cleaning it initially, and then I played it after cleaning it, and I think maybe psychological because these records are brand new. They were clean. As far as the eye could see. But I sensed a more dynamic soundstage, more articulation in the entire record. You're getting into those grooves. There's nothing there. If you clean it right, it's only a vacuum cleaner. Of course, if you used a ultrasonic cleaner, you'd even get in deeper. So that's the cover there. And on this record is Strange Days, You've Lost Little Girl, Love Me Two Times, Horse Latitudes, We Could Be So Good Together. And We Could Be So Good Together is actually not on here, so it's not on the original. So that was part of the session. And side 2 is I Can't See Your Face in My Mind. That happens, right? Through the years. And When the Music's Over, Words and Musics, all songs by The Doors. All tracks were recorded from February to May 1967 in our early versions of album tracks. This has a barcode on it. This is a Rhino deal. Rhino does a great job. Strange Days. So we're going to open it. I have this sanitized blade. I'm just going to put this table here. It's a very tight single sleeve record jacket, no gatefold, in other words, so you want to be careful. I used to be able to do this with my nail, but I want to get this smooth because I'll keep this shrink on here, and then what I'll do is I will cover it with an outside plastic sleeve, which I bought the other day. I bought more. This was $24.98, and this is blue vinyl, it says, so we're going to get this open. It's kind of tight, so don't want to tear it. So then we'll clean it on the old vacuum cleaner. I'll show you that. I'll stop the tape. We'll publish this, and then later on either today or tomorrow, I will do my review. Make sure there's nothing left in here. That's it. Nothing left in here. This is cool. You have a tape box, stereo rough mix, and Bruce Botnick, of course, is involved. There's his liner notes. This has on it 9/12/24 as of 192/24. That was the, I guess, the digital cut. 3M Strange Day stereo rough mix. And there it is. Wow, beautiful. I know I'm going to be selling a lot more of these when people see this. They'll be going to YouTube and they'll listen to it, they'll talk about it, and then they'll go to eBay and try to buy it. Early versions is beautiful label. I'm sure Rhino is going to be selling these after record store days elapse. So I'm going to read the notes. So, because I'm one that always wonders, you know, when people show inner sleeves that have some type of note or some type of liner notes from the producer or the engineer or the band, one of the band members that have survived. But I'm going to try to read this. Excuse me if I flub it, because I'm not a professional reader, and I appreciate you watching me because of that, and I appreciate you subbing because of that to LPs Are Us, Tony's LPs Are Us. And if you haven't subbed, please consider it. It really helps us out. Okay, it's time once again, with the help of the Wayback Machine, to visit 1967 during the recording of the Doors' Strange Days albums, affectionately known as Elektra, EKS 74014A-B. Their first album, The Doors, was recorded at Sunset Sound Recorder Studio 1, so it was natural to go back for Strange Days. The big difference was the move from 4-track half-inch to 8-track 1-inch, both at 15 inches per second. No Dolby. The addition of the 8-track was huge in that we could have 4 extra tracks for overdub and without going down tape generations. So no loss of sound, no loss of sonics. At the time, I was also recording Happy Together for the Turtles, and somewhere near the end of these sessions, Howard Kalin and Mark Volman, the leaders of the Turtles, also with Zappa at one time, gave me a pre-release monaural 33 1/3 lacquer reference to it at that time of Sgt. Pepper. Wow. I took it to Sunset Sound and played it for the Doors and Paul. We were all blown away by their creativity, so it kind of gave the Doors the freedom to take their songs out of the performance box and experiment. And having an 8-track helped. The 8-track was a 3M M23 that I hired from Wally Heider, the great engineer. If you see his stamp in a dead wax, you're most likely going to get a sonic masterpiece. Recording that, it also used for Buffalo Springfield again. The MC5 seminal Kick Out the Jams, and finally LA Woman. It's interesting that Sgt. Pepper was recorded on 4-track, and they overdubbed machine to machine, going down multiple generations, but it still was and is amazing. These rough mixes are of the moment, since they reflect exactly what and where we were during the recording sessions. The mixes are loose, with lots of heavy limiting on the stereo bus from a Fairchild 760 stereo limiter, and copious amounts of the Studio One echo chamber. Wow, the echo chamber. That's Phil Spector, right? All along digital, all analog. Digital hadn't come invented yet. Not every song is here, probably because this was the batch we recorded between touring. You notice that some elements are missing in almost all of the songs. That's one of the things that makes these mixes fun to listen to. And they weren't mixed at the end of various sessions. These roughs are mixed listening through Stereo One, Altec Lansing 604 loudspeakers, and the final through a pair of high-end home JBL loudspeakers, all tube and all analog. I'm happy I had this tape buried in my vault for 58 years and could bring it fresh to you now. Bruce Botnick. And it's signed Bruce Botnick, 2025. So, pretty cool, right? There it is. So, we are going to pause. We're going to put this on the vacuum cleaner so people can see it go round and round. And then we'll stop that session. I'll show you what it looks like cleaned. It's not going to look like much different. And then we'll listen to it and either come back later tonight or tomorrow I will post my assessment, my impressions, my review. I can tell you right now, I'm going to love it. Okay, there it is. There's the cover. This, again, is what we're using. This is good stuff. My friends agree. The Art du Son, professional audio cleaner for a record machine. What I'm going to do is rinse it later after we clean it with a plain distilled water. And I'll show you that. Here's the cover again up close. There's the hype. Here is the rear. And while we're here, here is me in the Monkey Mobile. That's Tony from Tony's LPs Are Us. This is from 216. That's the actual Monkey Mobile. So we're going to put this on the table, and we'll log it in. You can see that it's going to be pretty tight. I should have loosened that. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to loosen it. And what I loosen it with is I actually hold the use this to open up the hole on the spindle a little bit better. So we'll do that in a second. Okay, so I actually loosened it or made it a little wider, and it's now it's not as tight as it was. And you can see there's a lot of dead wax here, so this should sound pretty good. We're going to bolt this down. And here is that. And what we'll do is we'll turn it on, and we'll see how that works. There you go. I spray while I'm revolving. This is the actual mix. Can make a few quarts of this with the bottle. Pretty economical. Here is the brush. And just rub it in there lightly. Looks weird when it comes on a blue record. Kind of looks dirty, but it shouldn't be. And what I'm going to do is get this. Got some on the label. And that's pretty good. So we're going to turn on vacuum. From here, we will add a little bit of the plain to rinse that. And I use a different applier to rinse. This could be, it's not really dirty, it's just faded. And what we do is we just spread out the regular water a little bit. And then that will actually clean the tube. Gets off any residue. We will flip that. If I could flip it with one hand, I'll try. You can see it comes off because I loosened the spindle. And we'll pop that around. Put it back. We will spray. My brush is wet, so don't need that much. And just get that in there. And this will be ROCKN. So there you have it. Thanks again. Tony's LPs Are Us. Tony here. So there you have it, the sessions of 1967's Strange Days, and we'll be back later with the review. So this will be posted. Hope you get to watch it. Really appreciate it. Keep rocking. All that good stuff. Thank you. Ciao.